Alright, good day, grade 12 students, my dear students in 21st century. This is your Sarah Leo, and I'll be discussing here the module of the lesson 3 for the 21st century, which will be the one of the part of the exam or the coverage of the exam. So this is also supposed to be the lesson for this week, but we haven't met yet for the this week due to the suspension of classes. So please watch this video and understand the topic for this lesson. Okay, so under this, we'll be talking the lesson 3, which we'll be talking about the lesson 3 talk. By the way, I didn't just I forgot to change the lesson, the landscape of pulpin fiction. So we'll be talking about the fiction here, most likely in this lesson. Okay. Content of this presentation, we'll be talking at first the introduction. Next is the techniques of fiction, and we'll be having the elements of fiction and short story. And I don't think I can. We'll be have an activity after this year. Okay, let's talk about the techniques of fiction. So, yan. Okay. So in techniques of fiction, we have this. Let's define first the what's fiction. Fiction is those things that are false or imaginary. So fiction are those stories that have this image is in the form or being created through imagination. So somehow in the forms of reality, but they came from the reality, of course, but this fiction is more on unrealistic things that being created by our imagination. Okay, so yeah, used to attract readers and not add more value to the text as well as to deliver the message effectively and creatively. So these are the techniques that we have to follow in creating a fiction stories or creation of fiction. So we have the symbolism, the irony, and the allegory. So we have this mnemonics, siya. So later we'll be emphasizing more on those things kung paano tayo magsusulat in fiction. So again, pakinggan po that fiction from the letter F word, it is false or not factual enough to be true, but it came from the reality. Okay? Elements of fiction and short story. So alamin lang natin na ng mabilisan. Mabilisan lang, but I'll make sure na maintindihan nyo siya by the time na mag-meet tayo. Okay? So element of fiction and short story. So these are the use to create a coherent story. So sinusunod natin to para magkaroon tayo ng isang well-constructed story or coherent story when we are writing. Okay, these are the fundamental building blocks that we should use. So when we say building blocks, of course, we cannot create one without those other blocks. So kung isang blocks na meron tayo, we cannot create or write a story. So fundamental siya because it's a need to create a story or to write a story. Okay, so we have the 6 element of fiction and short story. We have the plot, the conflict, the character, the point of view, the setting, and the theme. So yeah, isa-isahin natin po sila by the next page. Okay, again, so those are the fundamental building blocks. So mawala lang yung isa dito sa mga yan, sa plus, sa conflicts, characters, sa point of view, sa setting, and sa theme. Your story will not be created or will not be complete without one of those things. Okay, so it should be those 6 should be all present. Okay, let's first talk about the plot. It is an interrelated sequence of main events of a play, short story, novel, movie, or similar work that is devised or presented by the writer based on his or her masterpiece. So, etong si plot ay nagtatalk about or only discuss the sequence of the main event. Ito lang kung paano tayo nagpupunta from rising action to climax to falling action to ending. So that's the sequence or yun yung from the start of the story to the end of the story. So that's how plot is. So tingnan natin kung paano ginagawa si plot. Okay, so si plot, it's commonly being presented using the triangle. So si rising up. See, rising action, of course, she is the first key figure in the plot, and then we move to the climax for the upper part of the triangle, and then falling action for the lower part of other side of lower part of triangle. So plot uses the pyramid plot structure created by Gustav Freytag. So si Gustav Freytag po ang nag-suggest na gumamit ng um, pyramid to plot the events in a story. Okay, Gustav Freytag's pyramid of dramatic structure. Of course, we have this first, the exposition. So yan, ito. I think nasama lang to, pero here, ito yung totality niya. Buuin na natin para isang kitaan nyo na lang. Ayan. So, ito. So, ito yung sinasabi nating triangle. If we're going to look from here to there and then pababa ulit. Okay, so yan. So let's talk first the exposition as the first part of this Gustav Freytag's pyramid of dramatic structure. Exposition is a necessary background of information. Dito sa part ng exposition, sa unang pagsusulat ng story, dapat may exposition ka where you introduce your character, you introduce or give the background information such as the setting as well as the character information. Okay? Sinasagot niya dapat dito yung what, where, when, ganyan. So, yun yung mga exposition, introduction ng story. Now, for the rising action, this refers to the when the character faces now the complication. After mo ma-introduce si character, ano yung mga possible niyang maging obstacle in the story. So, doon na ipapasok si rising action. May mga phases tayo na sinusunod na hindi sa umpisa ng story, problemado na agad si character. First, let them introduce the character, and then for the second part, show what could be the possible problem that may arise during the story. Okay, and as for the climax, siguro naman we are all familiar with the climax. These are the turning point of the story where the plot changes direction. Okay, eto na yung it's either yung magka-climax tayo when it comes to after magkaroon ng problem, of course, ano yung mangyayari dun sa problem? Will it be resolved or magkakaroon ba siya ng tragic or something good solution with the problem or something like anong exciting part? Ito yung pinaka-exciting part na tinatawag natin ng story. Okay? And as for the following actions, the lives of the character are on the track to going back to the normal. So, after nating halimbawa, dito sa sa rising action, ang problema niya, nagkasakit siya ng cancer. Let's talk about the, yung recent na K-drama ni Kim So-yeon. So, yung partner niya doon, di ba, is may sakit. Yun yung naging unang problema nila. Yun yung problem here in Rising Action. Nagkasakit yung fiancé niya or yung asawa niya. And as for the climax, parang nagpagamot sila in other country, but his wife, nakalimutan niya na kung sino yung asawa niya. May possibility na makalimutan niya kung sino yung asawa niya. But meron kasi tayong other character doon na yun yung isa pang sa climax na he wants that girl or he wants to erase the man, si Kim So-yeon sa buhay ng girl. Kaya nung after operation, he let Kim So-yeon be deported out of the country, and then siya yung tumayong parang asawa, nagpanggap siyang asawa, di ba, dun sa story. And as for the following action, na-resolve ba yung problema na yon nung after makalabas ng kulungan ni Kim So-yeon? Tama ba? Yeah. Yung yan, pinulungan sila ng, of course, nagkaroon ng reconnection between Kim So-yeon and his wife. And then, hindi niya pa rin maalala, but yun. At the end, bumalik naman, na-resolve ba yung problema. And then, yun. Doon na tayo sa dinama and resolution where the ends of the story, where the conflict is resolved and the protagonist live for good, distortion of ending may happen. So, may mga, most likely, may mga twist sa ending, ganyan. So, pero most likely, kapag sa resolution, nasa resolve lang naman, it could be a happy ending or a sad ending lang naman, di ba? So, yun. As for the conflict, the second part of the elements is also known as the complication. Okay? So dito yung struggle ng uh, character dapat meron tayo. Okay? So ito yung isa sa pinaka-highlight ng pagsusulat, the conflict, because it shows the struggle or the problem of the piece that hinders or and twists the plot of the story and affect main protagonist. It needs to be resolved by the end of the work. So si conflict yung isa sa nilulok natin or pinaghahandaan natin sa isang story because it should be unique way, of course. The complication should have a very good impact to the characters. Masyado bang mahihirapan yung characters natin? Ano yung paghihirap na pagdadaanan niya or mga complication? Ano mga obstacle yung naiisip nyo? Ganyan. Gusto niya bang magkaroon ng amnesia siya or mapunta siya sa isang mahirap na pamilya? Gusto niyo ba from rag to riches yung conflict natin? Or ano ba, yung mga labanan between man versus man ba or man versus society, yung isang tao laban sa isang komunidad, ganyan. So, yun yung mga conflict natin. So, it should be or it should be prepared, sorry, for you to write a story. Dapat may conflict ka na maganda. Okay? We have two types of conflict. We have the internal and external conflicts. Under internal conflict, we have man versus himself, of course. And then external conflict, we have this man versus nature, and man versus society. Let's take a look of them one by one. Internal conflict, man versus himself. From the word man versus himself, ibig sabihin internal siya. From the word internal, nasa kanya lang po yung problema. A conflict that happens when the main character struggle with something within himself. Okay, like for example, I am the character in the story. So I am all magiging problem ko or magiging conflict ko, it's either on myself or in my inner me. It's either psychological, magkaka-amnesia ako, magkakaroon ako ng what else? May anxiety ako, may fear ako, or may mind illness ako, like ganyan. So, within the character yung problem. Okay? Yun yung isang example ko sa kanina. Yung story nga ni, yung bang kay Darwin King, so yun. Ano yun? Ano yung title? Yan, nakalimutan ko yung title agad, pero tinapos ko yun. Yung, basta, nagkaroon ng sakit nga si character natin doon, and then he struggled within herself. Tapos what else pa ba? Basta yun, yung mga within internal lang yung conflict that one of the conflict na pwedeng mag-arise in the story depending on your character. Okay? Next is like where next I sorry. Ayan, sorry. External conflict, man versus man naman, conflict with one another or conflict between the main protagonist and the main antagonist. Ito naman, very common to sa atin. It occurs externally or physically experienced by the main protagonist. Ito lang naman yung mga labanan between people versus people. Like for example, sino ba? Character natin. Like for example, kasi kilala yung character sa Batang Quiapo. Sino ba yung pada? Ah, si, sino ba yung kilala nating lahat para mas maganda? Si, ako maisip, kasi ka nanonood ng Filipina series. Si Cardo Dalisay at si Jong Hilario. Anong character ni Jong Hilario doon? Basta yan, si Jong Hilario. Ayan. Di ba more likely ang nasa story ng sabi doon, ang probinsyano ay more on barilan, ganyan, suntukan. So, like for example, nagsuntukan lang si Carlo Dalisay and then sino ba? Sino yun? Yung character ni Jong. Ano insect yun eh, yung bagsik na insect yung pangalan niya. Tama ba ako? I forgot. Okay. So basta yun, nagsusuntukan lang if they have their physical conflict or ispadahan ng character, ganyan. So that's external conflict, man versus man. Okay. Next is external pa rin to, man versus nature, a conflict with some form of nature, whether it be an animal, natural disaster, environment, or limitation of natural resources. It occur externally or physically experienced by the main protagonist. Madalas to, ano ba, sa mga within a fictional story nga po na like for example, yung ano ba, story with animals na like for example, ang story mo napunta ka sa isang gubat tapos ang mga kalaban mo yung mga bears, yung mga tigers dun sa forest, ganyan. So that's versus nature. What else? Natural disaster, yung mga sci-fi movies natin, 'di ba? Science fictions natin, more on like for example, yung disasters natin ng ano yun? Yung tsunami, ganyan, may kakaroon ng tsunami, tapos magkakaroon ka ng survival after, like, yun, ano ba yun? Ano yung tawag sa movie na yun? Ano ba? Ba't nakalimutan ko yung mga title? Pero nanonood ako guys sa movie, okay? So, yeah. We'll have that examples na lang once na meet tayo. Man versus society, conflict with the norms or belief and or the policies mandated by legislated or by the society or the government. It occurs externally or physically experienced by the main protagonist. So, ito naman parang more likely it's more on batas or something like society or government talaga. Like for example, yung ano, si Senator Risa, ganyan, versus other senators, ganyan, or si Alice Guo, Alice Guo, yung, siya mag-isa laban sa buong legislation office natin sa Senate, 'di ba? He needs it's a conflict na nire-resolve niya against with the government or the law na hinaharap niya, 'di ba? Si Pastor Quiboloy, 'di ba? It's man versus the PNP officers na meron doon sa Kingdom of Jesus Christ, KOJC, sa Davao, 'di ba? Sobrang daming police, pero mag-isa lang siya, pero hindi nila mahanap, 'di ba? So, yun, that's an example. Next is, of course, we'll be having the talking about the characters. So, the imaginary dramatist persona or the person that inhabits a literary. So, they may be defined as round or flat, dynamic or static characters as protagonists or antagonists. So, yung mga characters are figures lang naman or yung mga tauhan na binibigyan natin ng buhay when it comes to writing a fiction story. So, they may be around or flat, they may be dynamic or static. Dynamic, medyo nagbabago-bago, static, medyo hindi talaga nagbabago talaga. Characters that might be a protagonist kung sino yung bida at kontrabida sa antagonist. So, we'll have that. So, let's take a look at this one by one. So, si protagonist, ito siya, major and round, minor or flat, dynamic and static, and antagonist. The main roles natin is to be protagonist and antagonist lang. As for the other, ano sila, si major and si minor. Pag sinabing round and sinabing flat, si dynamic naman, ito yung attributes or character na pinapakita nila na dynamic and static na to. So, okay. So, it's about protagonist. Protagonist po is the main character who is in conflict with the antagonist. Consider this character as a good guy and is intended to be character characters relate to. At si character or si protagonist natin ang tinatawag natin bida. Bida sa lahat ng bida. Is yung pinaka-main character most of the time na nagpapakita ng kabutihan, superheroic, or more like an energy of being a unique character. Okay, so siya yun. Like for example, sa Iron Man movie, of course, Iron Man yung protagonist natin, ang bida. Sa Harry Potter, ang main protagonist